Turn off your radio. Countdown number 3 for 2026. I'm Sean Longevity with Bringing Down the Band and the New Old Hits podcast. And let's get into my top 15 records for the last week.
Face it, just really face it, I'm gone. Say shit, just to say shit. Faking, no feeling space.
Understand you ain't never gonna find another man like me. And if you ain't gonna be that way.
2006, I recall. Fresh white tee and it's Chris, I recall. 40 drop, tell me when to go that winter.
Do the dirt, crime risen, trying to learn to vibe more. Tired of the sob stories, niggas keep crying. I be with the
Bro, but I think not tonight. My soul felt like new shoes I had to break in. I used to cling to every verse like it was safe.
Track number 15 was a song by artist 𝗕𝗔𝗪, I believe is probably how you pronounce her name. A song called Options. It's a vibey little R&B record. Pretty cool. It's good enough to where like I'm interested in checking out to see like what else she comes out with after this, but it was a cool record, clocking in at number 15. Number 14 was an artist that goes by 𝗕𝗔𝗡𝗗𝗚. Again, this was my introduction to Gabriel. The song's called 𝗕𝗔𝗡𝗗𝗚. Really like this record. I honestly probably would have put it a little bit higher, but the mix was a little off, or it was a little abrasive on the low end. You know, I'm a music producer and things of that nature, so certain things like that kind of heater things for me a little bit. But all things considered, I you know, this is something to where like I'm definitely interested in what else this person puts out. Number 13 was a La Russell and Lil Jon song called I'm From the Bay. La Russell has been kind of killing it of late. Number 12 was a song called Batty Hub from Kai Cash and Marco Plus. Visuals kind of cool. It's them kind of sitting on the corner of two, you know, corner looks like a corner store or something. I don't know exactly. It's kind of in the dark. I don't know, maybe a factory or something. But on both sides of the shot, you can see them rapping on each side, and you know they're just essentially just kind of spitting bars for the most part. You know, I'm definitely interested in hearing more from them. I've heard a little bit of Marco Plus' stuff. Haven't really heard a lot of Kai Cash's stuff. So, but yeah, definitely check that out. Number 11 is a song from Atmosphere featuring Zudaville called Zorro. Atmosphere recently released a project. This is just another strong record from, you know, Ant and Sean Slug, who have been, you know, they've been at this for almost 30 years now, right? So it's kind of crazy.
He don't know no better. Yeah, I love bro, but that trust love, so we don't roll together. He be selling, and I free niggas, he don't go together.
They won't pull over till I'm dead right. Ride till the sunrise, can't about no bedtime. Ain't gon' get no bitch riding with me.
I don't trust my shoulder.
I've been placing bets, so taking steps to a different floor. Got no chill like my alarm broke, I'm gonna stop beeping.
For lots of different facets, but I don't need a woman who's showing her whole assets to be the object of my infatuation.
Track number 10 was a Meek Mill record called Save Yourself. Meek Mill's an incredible MC, super great rapper. I personally am not a super fan of him because I feel like he's always yelling at me. But you know, you can't take away what Meek Mill is doing, and this was a good record. Number 9, T.I. has returned with a song called Let 'Em Know that's produced by Pharrell Williams. Kind of takes us back a little bit, kind of sounds like old T.I. a little bit. So I liked it. You know, I'm not the hugest T.I. fan, but you know, there are definitely some T.I. records that I'm you know, that I like, and this one was also a very solid record from T.I. So very curious if he's gonna, and maybe I missed this, but I'm very curious if he's gonna come back and drop, you know, some more records. Number 8 is from Marlon Craft. It's a song called Shoulders. You probably know Marlon Craft for just spitting really great bars over really great beats. This one, he's kind of moving to the side of that a little bit by doing some like singing rapping type thing a little bit. You know, it's more so R&B-esque than it is an actual like rap, but it's a nice fusion of the two. So curious to see if this is like a path that he's going to, you know, explore in the near future, or if this is a one-off. Number 7 is a fun song by Sunreal and Prof. Apparently this came out last year, but the video just dropped and it's called Oh Shit. And it's a really funny record, visual as well, featuring two people. And so if you know Sunreal and you know Prof, then you kind of know what to expect there, maybe. but this is called Steven's version, so I don't know what that means exactly. Number 6 is a Homeboy Sandman record called Need a Woman. The video in itself kind of brings and makes the song even that much better because it's kind of animated. It reminds me of like a lot of the animation stuff that came out like in the early 2000s that lived on like albino black sheep or some stuff like that, you know, like the Suxers video or things of that nature. That's going way back if you guys know that, but it's just Homeboy Sandman essentially like speed dating, and there's a bunch of different women that he's describing. And then at the end, essentially, well, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it's a really good storytelling record. And, you know, the visual actually matches it very well. So that's number 6. Let's get into the top 5.
Won't hold me back. I had to restart my whole career to feel them same emotions back. A lot of kids got clapped, goofy niggas.
Number 5, I have a record by TOYR and Adam Bomb called Dangerous. Now, TOYR, I'm a big fan of TOYR. He always drops really great work. I actually have a couple records with TOYR from years ago, but he's been really consistent out here. You know, he's a Toronto-based MC, but this is just another really good record from him.
I'm one of them. I paid the price. Now I live life above the rim. I show you how to separate the rock from the...
Number 4 is from IDK, and it's he just dropped a new album that I haven't listened to yet, but I've heard pretty good praise from so far. Features on his album are kind of crazy, especially even this record that I chose, which is called P.O., which features Black Thought and 𝗕𝗔𝗡𝗚 on production. So that's quite the range of talent, I guess, if you will. So check that record out.
What these bitches say, you're talking so nice to me.
Number 3, I'm not the hugest Ari Lennox fan. I never have been, but this song called Mobbin' in DC is just really good. And, you know, I knew I was probably missing something just from what I've heard from him, because I've just never been like a huge fan, never dove deep into her catalog. I'm not even a huge R&B person like that, but this record's really good. So Mobbin' in DC is my number 3 for this week.
Used to think I had to save the world, but who gon' save me? Sick of bottling things up.
Number 2 is Lose Sight, which is a song from Chicago MC Brittney Carter, with also Olive Blue and Paul Grant. It's just a really cool record. Got really cool, you know, neo soul-esque vibes, if you will. You know, just feels really good with, I believe Brittney raps 3 verses on this. So that in between some really good vibes. So that's my number 2 this week.
To the money, no funny niggas. I'm Big Bear getting honey, nigga. Don't got no time for no dummy niggas. Where am I getting money, niggas? New York, we stand up. We the first ones that was getting their hands up.
And number 1 is a record from an artist called Drama B called Where I'm From. Never heard of Drama B before. You know, I feel like a lot of these top 5 or 6 records could probably be interchanged if you wanted to, but I really like this, man. It was kind of like it just sounded super New York. It sounded, you know, the video was cool because it was like shot as it's like riding around in the city and he's just rapping, and the rapping is really good. So it was my first introduction to Drama B, and this is definitely a great introduction to him. So make sure you check out these 15 artists. In the description, you'll see a link that goes to the Turn Off Your Radio 2026. There were a whole nother probably 15 to 20 songs that I added to the playlist this week that didn't make it. And then also on that playlist is all the previous ones. So, you know, this is a playlist that you can just put on and hopefully you enjoy a majority of the songs on there. So, yeah. So this is Turn Off Your Radio. This is my Discovery Countdown. I'm Longevity. Till next week. Peace.